The Icons of Real Estate Podcast. Are you ready to learn the proven money-making secrets from top-producing icon agents? Ready to skyrocket your business? This podcast is for you. Tune in every week with your host, Tomasz Fonseca, and find out how to implement proven strategies to 10 times your business, from $3 million to $30 million in just 12 months. Brought to you by the Masters in Real Estate Marketing, Arter SEO.
Welcome to another episode of the Icons of Real Estate podcast, where we highlight top professionals who are making waves in the industry. I'm your host, Karen Robertson. Today, I'm here to introduce Nina Patel. She's a powerhouse real estate professional who combines 2 decades of corporate marketing experience with the mindful approach of being a seasoned yogi and meditation teacher. So her calm, positive outlook turns what could be a taxing process into one you can actually enjoy. Life has too many stresses, and real estate shouldn't be one of them, as Nina says. So stay tuned to hear more about her inspiring journey and mindful approach to real estate. So welcome to the show, Nina.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
So, what inspired you in the beginning to transition from corporate marketing to real estate?
So, I was getting frustrated with corporate America as far as climbing up the ladder and hitting a point of where I felt like I couldn't go any further. I had already reached executive status on a team, and the next level was to be an entrepreneur, be a CEO. And at that time, I thought, okay, well, this is an opportunity for me to transition into becoming an entrepreneur with all the skill set that I've learned in corporate America. I also had 3 young children, and so I needed something with a lot more flexibility, because the hours that I was putting into corporate America and the travel time, it was taking a strain on my marriage and the family unit. And I thought that entrepreneurship will give me the flexibility and the freedom that I was seeking at the moment.
And so how do you think your background has actually shaped your approach to real estate?
So, I have always been a very mindful person. I was meditating since I was 15 years old, got into yoga, was really interested in ancient wisdom and knowledge. And throughout my years in corporate America, I utilize it for my own way of living. As I was going to work, I was meditating, I was chanting mantras, in the car, and doing breath work during times of stressful times when things got really hectic with family and corporate life, and even meditating on an airplane, just trying to squeeze whatever I can to get some sort of calmness in my life, because it was just pure chaos working in an executive role and then being a mother of 3, balancing all of that. So for me, it has always just been where I've incorporated my values and my spirituality into the way I have lived. And that meant in every capacity, with work, play, and, being a parent. I brought it into being a parent as well, and taught my kids how to meditate.
So it's helped you personally, but how does this sort of mindfulness practice with yoga and meditation, how does it influence the way you guide clients through the home buying or selling process?
Yeah, absolutely. So I didn't realize how stressful real estate was until I got into it. It's actually one of the most stressful careers I've ever had. And I've had very, very stressful careers. And so it came to a point where I had to incorporate it. And of course, a year into me getting my real estate license, COVID happened. And that's when my skill set really, really came valuable, because it wasn't about, are you the best realtor at that moment? It's about, how compassionate are you? Are you listening to my needs? I need help with this. So my skill set of being more empathetic, compassionate, listening, being a proactive listener and finding out what the needs of the buyer and the seller really became my selling secret. People really gravitated towards how calm I am during a time where they were very stressed out. And so they leaned on me to be that calming force. And in fact, I had clients who just called me and said, I'm really stressed out right now. I don't have any questions, but I just wanted to hear your voice. Like you just have a very calming voice.
Oh,
It was very sweet. Yes. So I realized that I can actually blend the two. And COVID was the best thing that happened that allowed people to be more open to receiving that type of guidance at that time. So it actually was the perfect timing for me to get into real estate.
right. Yeah, no, I can see that totally. And so what sort of strategies do you use to help clients stay calm and positive during what, yeah, of course, this can be quite often a very stressful time in their lives.
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing is people want to be heard, right? They want to be able to voice their concerns and feel as though you understand. And so after listening to them talk about whatever they're going through, the words, I understand what you're going through, blah, 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 right? It's being able to be in their shoes. I, before I became an agent, also had several transactions under my belt personally. So I could pull on my own personal experiences and really be in their shoes of how stressful things can go. And the thing that I feel has been really beneficial, knowing how the transaction actually flows, is being proactive. And so it came to a point where instead of them calling me to complain about how things didn't go well, I actually was able to mitigate, because I've been going through so many transactions, of any red flags or obstacles that could come. So I became a much better realtor by being able to see future problems and addressing them, or providing them information, or guiding them, or let's have a 10-minute talk about this and what's next in the steps, right? Versus them calling
Mm,
me to be reactive. I guess what I'm trying to say is I became a proactive agent versus a reactive agent, which I think
mm,
a lot of agents now don't do well. They're not managing their buyers' emotions and allowing them to get to the closing table. Like that's the biggest objection that I feel for agents right now, is guiding and managing clients' expectations and their emotions. They get really, it's a very up and down, right? Their emotions go up and down. They're really excited about a transaction. They get super happy when the contract's signed. And then it's dealing with the inspections and dealing with the issues. And so you have to be able to manage their expectations, keep them positive, keep them looking at the bigger picture, and then providing them data and guidance to get them through those steps.
mm. And what areas do you specifically cover?
It's Houston, Southwest area. So I'm surrounded by Masterplan communities, one of the biggest in the country, Sienna. And I also sell in Meridiana, which is off of the 288 corridor. Pomona is a wonderful community also that I help service. So I like to focus on Masterplan communities that offer a lot of value to buyers and a lot of community. So a lot of these master plan communities have on-site schools, parks, recs, athletic systems. So there's a sense that there's an ecosystem that's already working within the community, and neighbors are helping each other, and um, there's there's a sense of belonging with these communities. And it resonates with me because I feel that, I grew up in a very village mindset, neighbors help each other. And I feel as though the way we're going in society, we do need to have that camaraderie with neighbors and feel safe in neighborhoods. And so I really love promoting and encouraging people to go into these types of communities that really help support families and help support the growth of children development.
Beautiful, beautiful. And
Mhm.
can you share a specific or a memorable moment where your unique approach to real estate has really made a significant difference for one of your clients?
Oh gosh, I mean, there's so many, honestly, Karen, I don't even know how to I mean, it's every day. Let me think. Oh, that's a good question. I mean, honestly, it's just, so I can tell you that grieving has become very big the past couple of years, sense of loss. A lot of people have had to make some shifts in their lifestyle because of COVID. It's either going through a divorce, grieving through that loss. losing family members, partner, grieving through that loss. So I would say in a more holistic way, Karen, I have been able to help people through their grieving process. Because what happens is when you have a loss with a human being, the home becomes a tangible, another way for that person to grieve. So if you've lost somebody in your life and now you're losing a home, think about the emotional hardship, right? Because not only have you lost a house, but now you're having to let go of the memories in that home. As you're decluttering, you're going through artifacts and letters, and it's a very emotional process to sell a home. And for me, I feel as though, yes, I'm able to help them with let's do a CMA and let's get it on the market and blah, blah, blah. But me being able to be silent with them, hold their hand, work with them as they're letting go of of those memories of being in that house and everything that's attached to that. That's where I come in as well. Because I've actually helped clients with sitting them down and actually doing a letting go meditation,
Oh,
really guiding them through the process of letting go the memories, blessing them, being grateful for all the memories in the home and guiding that client to transition from a sense of grief to a sense of gratitude. And that allows me to now get them to actually do what they're supposed to do, which is declutter and get their emotions out of the house and get them into moving on to the next phase, you know, and then allows me to, put on my real estate hat and sell that home. And a lot of the times, people who are going through grieving sabotage, they self-sabotage, they don't accept offers, or they make the walkthroughs really difficult for the buyers. You know what I mean? Those are things that, because they're having a hard time letting go of that tangible asset that related to that person that they lost. And that happens a lot through divorce and a loss of a family member. And so
yeah.
for me, I feel like that's really been the bigger picture, like dealing with grieving for a lot of people. And so divorce and a loss in family member is how I would say has really played a part in um, getting me to get more involved in the emotions and letting go of those emotions. And so I can't give you an
Right.
example because I feel like as a collective, we're all going through that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. Well, it just makes the whole transition a lot easier, a lot smoother.
Yes, yes.
And so, look, the last year was a very strange year for many
Yes.
realtors. So, what has it been like for you? How many transactions did you end up doing the end of
Oh,
2024 compared to the year before?
we've actually, this is our best year. This has become our best year, which is quite shocking because I did not expect this year to be very busy for us. There was a lot of moving parts this year, for me personally, I went through a lot of personal um, things that I had to deal with. We had a lot of family issues. We had a wedding, funerals, kids in college. So for me, it was a very busy emotional year. And yet, when we looked at our numbers at year end, I was really like shocked that we did so well. But honestly, it's really based on the fact that we stick to our marketing. We're very consistent, we're focused, and we're very client service driven. And when we looked at our lead source and where our leads came through was all referrals. You know,
Mm,
we actually pulled the plug a little bit on marketing this year because we knew it was going to be so chaotic. And so we just
hmm.
kind of let things flow as they were meant to flow. And I had my biggest transaction this year, a $4 million land deal. And I just closed on my second biggest transaction a week ago. So I
So it's
feel as
working.
though, yeah, it was,
So combining the meditation. So the people,
yes,
listeners, you're missing out. And
yes.
well, you just mentioned it, going in the flow, going with the flow.
Going with the flow,
Great.
yeah. We knew it was going to be really chaotic. We just said yes. We said we're going to be open to what opportunities come our way. And we just went through every transaction wholeheartedly and with a really grateful mindset. and just kept going, moving forward and just loving on our clients. That's how we really get our business, is just loving on our present and past clients, and providing with a very white glove personalized service. We are a boutique team. There's only three of us, on the three buyers agents on our team. I'm the only listing agent. So for us, I don't believe in going wide. I believe in going deep with our clients. I'm not interested in trying to please everybody or try to get every listing in my neighborhood. For me, I'm at a point now where I can really choose who I want to work with. And I feel as though I have gone through so many emotional trauma in the past, where I've learned this year to protect my boundaries. And so I have said no to clients who I felt were not of similar values
In
this
alignment.
year. And so what I realized was, if I said no to that person who I felt was going to take me down a very stressful, taxing road, that I actually opened myself to clients who are actually willing to listen and take my advice and help them through the transaction. So that was a big aha moment for me this year, is I was able to say no to clients. And believe it or not, I ended up getting more business than I thought I would. You know what I mean? Because
Because of that.
yeah,
You
because I was
trusted
not
it.
exactly,
Trusted it.
exactly,
Trusting the process. So what's
exactly.
next? What's next for Nina then? What are your goals for 2025?
So we're in the process of, coming up with some goals. I feel I'm at a point now where I want to give back part of, mindfulness, and an opportunity to be able to just be more on speaking engagements, be able to offer some of the tools and the skill set that I've picked up and I've used, and help other agents with becoming better agents, providing them some unique tools. I know there's a lot of information out there on YouTube and through your broker training programs, but I feel as though my background in mindfulness and being able to be more self-aware and emotional intelligence has become a really hot topic now. Being able to strengthen that can truly help your business grow. It's incredible how emotional intelligence is now coming into play into corporate America, and everyone's going through something. Everybody. You just don't know what's happening, right? And so we're coming from a very compassionate, empathetic point of view, has really been a game changer in how we communicate in the workplace and how we communicate with clients. And a lot of people don't have that skill set. And so I feel as though 2025 is my opportunity to really talk about that and give people the skills on how they can apply that to their business.
Fantastic. Well, look, our last question is always the same, because here at Icons, we're not just a podcast, we're the #1 real estate podcast network, and we're passionate about making podcasting accessible to everybody involved in the business of real estate. So if you were to have your own podcast, maybe combining some of the skills that you've just mentioned, what do you think you'd call it?
So I would say, I don't know if it's used. I would say be the change.
Ooh, there you go. Nice and simple. Doesn't matter if it's taken. It doesn't matter,
Yes,
because it's all
exactly.
about, it's unique to you.
Yeah, I think
Wonderful.
it's,
So
yes.
if the listeners want to find out a little bit more about how to combine, and that might be a good thing for other realtors to even get
Yes.
in touch, to combine mindfulness training, breath work, meditation, so that it can help their business. And maybe some of the listeners who are looking to buy or sell in your area and are dreading the perceived stressful process, and so they need help dealing with that. How do they
Correct.
get in touch with you? How do they reach out to you?
So my website, ninaneal.com. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. So, if you just Google me, you'll find me.
Fantastic. Well, Nina's details will also be in the show notes, so make sure that you go and check them out. Nina, thank you so much for taking your time out today to speak to me, and to the listeners, I'll be back next time with the
Thank
Icons of Real
you.
Estate. Bye for now.